Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is Welcome to Plathville Season 7, Episode 3.
Yes.
The Cabin in the Woods.
I made a Cabin in the Woods joke on our last episode, but this is the Cabin in the Woods, so...
We do need to have a PSA before we get into this episode. Apparently someone got a little lost last week looking for their Jim Gothard meeting or something, and it upset them when they listened to our recap. So if you are on the Plath side, if you like defending...
good, wholesome Christian entertainment...
That's not what you're going to get here. So it's time to turn the podcast off.
And yeah, you could just go on with your life and continue on without listening to us. That's okay.
What we're going to talk about this episode is that Micah and Veronica navigate the emotional aftermath of Micah's infidelity ahead of a trip to Georgia for Lydia's surprise proposal. Ethan goes down memory lane with new girlfriend Teegan before confronting Lydia about her decision to marry Zach so quickly.
I rolled my eyes so many times this episode, I thought they were going to fall out of my head. They're just sore now. Like, I need an Advil just for that.
I'm really worried because supposedly there's already another season of this show contracted, which is already problematic in and of itself, just given what TLC now knows about these people. But the other thing I'm worried about is if we lose Veronica, like, where's the comedic relief?
I don't want to lose Veronica and Olivia, because then if we have to go to Teegan for her hot takes, it's going to be a real snooze fest with all the Plaths playing pretend about what a wonderful family they still are, and all these weirdo outsider people who are trying to tear them apart at the seams.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Teegan already. Like, she feels like she's already had a lobotomy, and there's not a lot going on.
And, like, different to the way, because we weren't huge fans of Veronica when she first came around either, but it was because she was buying in on everything the Plaths were saying.
She was channeling her snarkiness for evil in defending the Plaths. Now we flip that on its head, so she's enjoyable to watch. But Teegan's just giving us nothing. She's giving Kimmy nothing. See, that narc didn't know how to respond to her.
It's just white noise. That's what she's hearing when she tunes into that radio station there. But let's kick things off here. We've got Ethan is home, and he's looking to get his pencil wet.
Oh, did we have to bring that Cody Brown saying back?
Uh-oh.
I feel like I just forgot it, and now you had to resurrect it.
Erect?
This man's not even divorced yet. I guess spoiler alert, but not really, because we all kind of knew that already.
Well, paperwork's hard.
Did you like that when he talked about it, he just said apparently the paperwork was filled out incorrectly?
Yeah, because you didn't read it either.
He's the one who filled it out incorrectly.
You filled it out wrong. You,
sir, and not only filled it out wrong, you refused to fill out the sections about your income because you didn't want the government to know about it.
What gets harder to just kind of peruse and push off to the side is the fact that when you were told what was wrong about the paperwork and what was not filled out, you did not then fill it out to complete it.
No, there was no rush. But now all of a sudden, he's in love with Teegan, who is a 24-year-old mom from Wisconsin. With big old titties, let's just say it. She's mostly boobs.
He wasn't really looking to get back into dating, and then out of the blue, I found the one. Found the one?
First
Which
of all,
one is this? Because
he found two, just to clarify.
Two in the front. Top heavy.
There wasn't much in the back.
Not much in the back.
She reached out to him on Instagram. This is somebody who watched the show, which concerning enough because then you know this man and you know all the things that Olivia has had concerns about. You decided to DM him.
She has decided.
Just hoping maybe he'll respond.
To message Satan. Yeah, in some ways, because it's just, what do you expect out of this? And then people are like, oh, well, at least she's going to come to her senses when all of this other stuff comes out of the secret recordings that Olivia has posted. I'm sure that Ethan has explained how that was AI generated and that wasn't him actually talking.
There's no way he would even come up with that excuse.
It seems like something that would align with his worldview, but that just kind of lends credence to we're giving him a pass because they're already, they're sharing photos on Instagram still of friendship bracelets.
He was wearing the bracelet in this episode.
He was wearing the bracelet in the episode. And then there's photos of that are being shared that she is then reposting. So it seems like they're still getting along.
They're trying to confirm that they're still in a relationship in a way that won't have them violate their NDA with TLC.
But they can't get married as fast as Ethan wants to, unfortunately, because hold
on. We're not moving past that because they've only been together for 5 months.
But when you know, I guess.
Lydia and Zach have been together for 4 months, and he has a whole lot to say about that.
Well, he has it in his mind that they've been together for 3 months, and that's like a lifetime difference there because he's been in a relationship
that extra 4 weeks,
almost twice as long as that.
With somebody, it's a long distance relationship. She lives in Wisconsin, he lives in Minnesota. At least Zach and Lydia have spent more time together.
More time, yeah. I would say that would help accelerate a relationship a little bit more. Can we talk about the bell-bottom leggings that she had going on? What was this slow-mo walk down the driveway?
You know, everybody was wearing some flared jeans. You think they were fans of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show?
I don't think they got all the imagery in it.
I couldn't even get it out. Because Lydia had a pair of flared jeans on, too.
Lydia had flared jeans, too? Okay, well, these weren't jeans. These were like...
No, they were yoga pants.
They were yoga pants that flared, which why would you want that so tight in the thigh and then kicking out at the feet there?
Corey, that's called athleisure. It's not meant for working out.
Okay, well...
It's for walking around.
Hey, Drake. Change it up, okay? Like, it's gotta go.
She is a child. I'm so concerned. I'm worried for the child.
She's excited about Ethan being a dad. I'm not. We'd already talked about that.
Most of us are not.
Not good.
I want to know the conversations that go on.
Have you already explained to your child that men are men and women are women?
Do you think he criticizes the child's interests?
I feel like we're losing valuable time on teaching you the difference between a man and a woman. I don't think you need to be having that conversation with anybody's kid, okay? Especially Ethan.
It's going to come across as very creepy. Isn't he like a 26-year-old man at this point?
The beard's out of control. People in the Discord were talking about he's looking very Pringles can man sort of look in the face now. We got to be careful.
Just wait for the hair to grow out a little bit more so it parts in the middle. Isn't that the look that Isaac's rocking?
Oh, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just...
get him the mustache.
Is that just the way that your hair falls when it's blowing in the wind when you're riding around a tractor and...
Tractor hair? Tammy had it too.
Tammy did. Yeah, a little bit. I was going to say it's also from the extracurricular activities that are happening in that tractor for Isaac, though. Something a little extra going on. He's going the extra mile.
Teegan has met the family a couple of times. She's been here to Cairo, but hasn't really seen that much.
There's not much to see.
No, that's spoiler alert, girl.
I don't think you missed a lot.
So they're going to go on a little ride down memory lane.
So they can relive all of the great memories that Ethan has of going to the bank.
Does he ever stop talking about Olivia? Because that was a good portion of the ride. Just talking about all the places and things that Olivia hated.
Well, they drove by their old house, the house that he had with Olivia.
The bank, though, was this story about the candy that they would get candy from the bank and then Kim would throw it out?
Throw the candy out, yes.
That's evil. Just tell them that you don't want candy.
I mean, she had to assume that there were needles in it, that there was fentanyl, that there was poison. It was laced with Drano.
In the dum-dum lollipops from the bank.
It can't be true. Yeah, the safety sucker with the loop.
You'll never trace it back there if something happens.
Right. It's the perfect crime. That's how people have been getting away with it for so long.
No, it's mean. If your kids are getting hope that you've let them take candy from, it can't be a stranger. There's 4 people in this town. It had to be someone they know very well.
They probably went to church with them.
You can't accept candy from them?
No. We're not allowed to have friends at church either. Not allowed to have friends outside the family. That's why it's a little bit weird when we start dating people, because we've never associated with anyone outside of our family our entire lives, and now we have to navigate this very quickly in rapid succession.
I don't know. I feel like Kimmy would have accepted an airplane-sized bottle of alcohol if they had given those out at the bank.
And they're not giving those out. Maybe they'll give you a free gun, though, if you sign up for a bank account. That is a Bowling for Columbine reference. There you go. Throwing that back.
Teegan does not come from this type of background at all, which seems like the first friction point that we're going to meet in their relationship.
You think? Because Also, it just seems like she doesn't really care. There's a couple of eye-bulging moments when she realizes, oh my God, they don't even have a mall.
Well, that's her biggest concern. Not that this man has been raised in an oppressive religious environment and that he is completely inept to navigate society or to have a relationship with you and your child. It's that there's no mall in Cairo and you're probably going to have to move here.
So that's scary. Maybe she's just used to people being inept around her. And so she's like, oh, okay, well, this isn't too far off. But yeah, I need a mall.
I don't think she's a deep thinker.
I got to go kick my flared denims. Not flared denims, my flared leggings. I got to go practice, my Super Bowl halftime.
Where's she supposed to mall walk?
Got to do that. No, what pissed me off in this segment was how Ethan was talking about how he never went to a movie. They have a local movie theater, the oldest theater in Georgia, and he's never been there before. What is wrong with you? Go see a movie. Support your local theater, you monster.
All right, why don't you look up what's playing right now?
Oh no, what's playing?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Oh no.
Maybe there's a reason why he hasn't. I mean,
I'm
as
sure it's
kids,
on-screen.
they were not allowed to see any movies just because
sure.
Hollywood is going to corrupt you.
In general. But I'm sure that one screen is all they have. So right now, I'd say probably Superman. They're maybe playing Superman.
There are no movies playing today.
Oh man. All right. Well, it's okay. We're recording this on Monday. So what's the upcoming?
There's no button to check the upcoming. There are no movies until Thursday. We will publish the movies playing next as soon as they are announced.
Well, they got to make them first. Yeah.
That's pretty much what I expected it to be.
Well, they would have a sign on the marquee. You would probably know.
As you're walking through the town square.
What the upcoming attractions are as you're rolling by, driving downtown.
Checking on Kim's old dance studio. Somebody asked a question about that. It was rented out to be a clothing boutique that closed. So I don't know who's currently renting in there. Maybe that's why Kim's a little short on cash. She needs to get a tenant in there as soon as possible.
Dire straits that she's found herself in.
I didn't get the impression that Teegan liked Cairo.
I don't think she likes it. Yeah, she was scared at a few things when she was finding out, oh, there's literally nothing to do here. So that's kind of terrifying. And then Ethan seems to be ecstatic at the fact that, well, at least Teegan doesn't talk shit about growing up the way that I did, like Olivia did all the time. But he doesn't realize that
she gasped.
She gasped
when he said that Kim threw out the candy.
There's concern. Yes. Yeah, there's concern and there's alarm bells that are going off, but she's ignoring them for now. But then she's not saying anything. So there's no input. And so by that standard, Ethan's like, she approves. And it's not always the case. That's probably not going to be it.
Well, this is what he wanted. She is basically an Olivia lookalike who doesn't have any personal opinions that she shares out loud.
Lobotomized Olivia.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's pretty much his wish list at this point.
He's hired an attorney to get those divorce papers moving on because he's got to put a ring on this one. I swear, if next season is their wedding, I'm going to riot.
Ugh. It probably would have been, he would have got closer to divorce if they just set up mail forwarding. Like, is that too complicated? You just go online. You do it real quick. It's not that complicated. It's pretty easy to do. They'll do it for a whole year because they sent the divorce back to them and were like, hey, corrections, things that need attention here. But they didn't get that memo. And so it just kind of fell on deaf ears.
Wouldn't you check every single day to see how your divorce paperwork was going along? Are things proceeding? Think. I'm really kind of eager to not have a relationship with this person ever again.
I mean, I guess who cares? At this point, they're kind of over it. I just like that Ethan is able to blame Olivia for all the shortcomings of their relationship so far. The revisionist history is on full display here, and he's learning, he's growing, and he just feels so peaceful with Teegan.
Which is exactly why Barry said he gave his approval for Zach to marry Lydia, because he saw that she was very peaceful when she was with him. I just want to point that out as well, because
similarities.
A lot of concerns being brought up from Ethan's side, but a lot of similarities going on in his own relationship. Micah and Veronica.
We're going to swing on down to Boca for Micah being a real piece of shit, as usual.
Wow. How the tables have turned at the end of the last season. Remember we watched them go ring shopping?
A little different now. A little different priorities, a little different conversations that are taking place.
They're clearly mid-conversation. The producers must have already been asking them questions because Veronica's in tears with a tissue on the couch.
Well, this was picking up after the bombshell last week of finding out that, yes, Micah cheated on Veronica multiple times. And that was why Veronica felt a little betrayed, to say the least.
A little.
By Mariah in part of this, too, because obviously very betrayed by Micah. But then she had confided in Mariah with that information. And then Mariah goes and turns around and badmouths her to the entire family, turns everybody against her.
While she was processing everything that was going on with Micah.
It's piling on. It's piling up, and it's a lot to address. It's a lot to carry.
Why did we have Micah even try to explain the reasoning as to why he cheated on her? Because there's not like a valid excuse for that.
Cheating on her or sowing his wild oats?
Sowing his wild oats that would have been enough for me to say, I think today's the end of the relationship. I was willing to maybe give it another shot, but hearing you describe it in that way,
we'll probably just stop talking.
That's the final nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, that's it for me. All done. Thank you.
So while they were in a long-distance relationship, Micah was running around LA, New York, everywhere that he was traveling, probably on his modeling gigs, and cheating on Veronica.
Meetups, hookups, because before he moved to Boca with Veronica, he was still open relationship, sowing the oats.
Well, he thought he decided he was in an open relationship.
He was open.
He was most definitely in a relationship with Veronica.
Supposed to be exclusive, but he was keeping his options available to him. And then even when he moved in with Veronica, he was still meeting up with these people, most likely, yes, at modeling gigs and things like that, because she was mentioning New York a few times and things like that. So probably for work, where he would venture off. And they're trying to blame it on, what is the resentment for forcing him to move to Florida with her, which...
He's just a dick.
She didn't do that.
That's the bottom line. He's a jerk. That's why he did it. It's not because you did anything to him. This is who he is at his core.
Well, and that's the problem. And that's what Veronica was struggling with, too, is that she was blaming herself for all of this. Looking at all of these other women that he had been with who are so different from her. What's wrong with her? And she couldn't deal with that. So eventually she realized that it's not her problem. This is a Micah problem.
I'm unclear. Did he fess up to this, or this is because he got caught, right?
I'm glad you called that out. Yes, because that was another point where he was talking about, he kind of pat himself on the back how he came forward with this. Yeah, after Veronica
was contacted by another person, right?
She called you out on it because, yeah, one of these people reached out to Veronica, and then she came to you and was like, what the hell is this? So you got caught. And then you became the most honest person available.
He took the password off his phone.
I'll give you access to all the hookups that I've had. Sure, here you go. Take a look. Was that just his goal of like his way to get her to break up with him kind of a thing, where then he was going to show her all this stuff? He thought he would run her off?
I don't know. I think it's too late in their relationship. I'm not sure he has someplace else to go. I kind of think he needs to stay with Veronica, unless he's going to move back in with Barry and Cairo.
I just didn't like, he was trying to play this off like he was the good guy because now that I got caught, I'm going to cut off contact with all these people. I overcommitted before I was ready to commit, but now I'm committed and I should be committed.
So that's going to make things a little bit awkward when they see the rest of the family because they're traveling to Kim's Airbnb cabin where Zach is going to be proposing this weekend.
That's right, her vacation rental, and we're supposed to be sad about her financial situation. That's the storyline she's gone with this season. Boo-hoo, fuck you.
Should we talk about Kimmy?
Well, yeah, we're over at Kim's house, the rental that she can't afford, allegedly, where she lives part-time with Live, Laugh, and Love. What is it?
Faith, Hope, and Grace.
Faith, Hope, and Grace. Mercy, Grace, and Faith. Take your pick, whichever one, fill in the blank.
Ethan and Teegan are coming to visit her today. So I'm confused about how this worked. Where the vacation cabin is in Cairo. So they drove from Cairo to wherever Kim is living in Florida? Because she's in Florida. She's not in Georgia.
That's where her DUIs are. So that's
she can't leave the state at this point in time.
Yeah. Well, also, they could be filming this, at different times. This could have been different visits, whatever. But anyway.
I'm just wondering how far Ethan drove that car.
His boat, you mean? We had Kim's boat that we were ripping on last season, but Ethan's got a boat this year.
This isn't the first time that Kim has met Teegan. The last time she was kind of quiet, so she's hoping to get to know her a little bit better.
Not going to happen.
No. I think that maybe Teegan read a little bit about stonewalling, gray rocking.
No, I think she's just...
This is just her.
She's kind of void. Yeah.
I'm giving her a little bit too much credit. There's nothing behind the eyes.
I think white noise. I think that is the best description of her. Maybe pink or brown noise. There's different ones. There's green noise, right? There's kind of like different kinds of noise. So I think with Kim, it's a lot of white noise because Kim feels very uncomfortable around her. It's making her uncomfortable because she has no information. She has no...
She's
energy
not sure,
source.
What is she going to exploit if you're not going to share anything about yourself?
I have nothing to talk to people about then. If you're not giving me anything, I have nothing to provide.
I did love that the minute they walked in, she complimented the beautiful house.
Okay, good, because it's not hers. It's not Kim's.
I don't care whether she owns it or not. Renting. It's just amazing that she lives in such a beautiful home when she's in such a strained financial situation.
What a lovely home.
That's pretty much all she said, which is probably the blandest thing you could say to someone when you meet them for the first time.
What a lovely home.
They're in their home for the first time.
Yes, what a lovely home filled with miserable people. I'm so happy for you and jealous.
But Ethan's so relieved to be here with Teegan because it's a breath of fresh air to be with somebody who doesn't have issues with your family. Now he's allowed to have this very close mother-son relationship with Kim.
I'm just so glad that Teegan's here to support my relationship with my mom, unlike that bitch Olivia.
Just give it some time. I'm sure Teegan uses the wrong brand of toothpaste as well.
That's all it takes sometimes, yeah. But then, of course, we have to talk about, what is it? It's the upcoming proposal here. Zach's proposing to Lydia.
I love that Amber is a shit stirrer. She loves to bring things up on camera that are uncomfortable. Remember when she told Kim she should move out because she was the one who wanted the divorce?
She hasn't been wrong yet.
No. So now she proposes, what do you think about Zach, Ethan?
Tell us how you really feel. Because you've said some pretty heinous shit, fucked up stuff off camera. So why don't you go ahead and talk while the cameras are around?
You think that's why she was giggling?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they've heard Ethan's opinion uncut and uncensored off camera.
I don't need to see any more of these family members laughing at Zach.
Well, and the reason that they're trying to give the canon response is that because Zach's a hugger? Is that what he's going with? He's too in touch with emotions. It's any of those things. That's how they're trying to explain this away. I think it's a little bit more deep-rooted than that.
Oh, he won't admit what it is. He already told the camera that one day that he thought he was gay. Maybe he was a little drunk that day, do you think?
He drove pretty far to get there.
I mean,
a little inebriated.
That doesn't mean anything in this family.
Like a mother, like son.
He was a little less guarded that evening. Kim is trying to defend Zach, but I'm not sure how genuine it is because I have my doubts about her as well.
Where was the Kim laugh in this part? Because she had a couple of moments.
Yeah, I feel like there were a few in short succession. One was after they talked about the Instagram reel or whatever that Zach made impersonating Lydia.
Okay, look, Zach does a pretty good Lydia hiking impersonation. So they were quick to grab footage of Zach acting like Lydia. And then they were quick to say something just ain't right with Zach.
Well, that was Ethan's take.
Yeah.
I mean, what man walks around impersonating a woman?
It's scary how aggressive it is because it's right into the mic too, so it catches me.
It has to be somewhat maniacal a little bit as well.
But it's also strangely calming.
Needed some water after that.
I like how Mama Plath is complaining about how it does seem too fast. Lydia and Zach, they're moving this relationship. I wish that she would just kind of slow things down, get to know this guy, kind of maybe live with them for a little bit, maybe, test the goods.
Live in sin. Lydia will love that.
But this is the problem. You did not raise Lydia to discern people in that way. You raised her to do exactly this, to strive for a marriage, to find a man of God, to do all of these things that, yes, there's all these signs and symbols and things that she's interpreting as messages directly from God, which cannot be questioned by mere mortals here in her family.
It is ironic that that's the thing that they have a problem with.
That's what's going to upset you, is that, yeah, she is operating in the way that you programmed her to do. Please.
Ethan's got a plan, though. He's going to have a little intervention with Lydia when he sees her next. They're going to talk a little bit about his concerns because no one has raised any of these to her yet. They're all just talking about their concerns behind her back on camera.
Which is great, right? That's always good to hear, is that, oh, actually, a lot of my family doesn't support this, but I don't know about it because they're all just talking about it behind my back.
That'll be a great start to your marriage when you see this air on television.
Awesome. Yeah, this shouldn't be awkward at all. But Ethan's going to go ahead and address that head on because he's emotionally mature. He's prepared for that conversation. He's ready to have the difficult conversations. Even though he is a man's man, he's going to talk about his feelings with Lydia.
You're overselling it a little bit, but we'll get there.
That's not what it is. Yeah.
But first, Kim has a gift for Ethan that she gifted him a long time ago, but for some reason he didn't take it with him. And she's pretty sure it's because Olivia didn't like it.
I'm pretty sure that, oh, that was it. Yeah, if Olivia had the quilt made of Ethan's shirt fragments, very much like Mary and Cody's shirt quilt that they had, full of memories.
This is a fundy thing, huh?
It must be.
You got to have a shirt quilt.
There's not a lot else to do in Cairo. So, yeah, we're going to start quilting old shirts.
In Kim's Americana craft room.
And that's what's going on. So, if Olivia had her claws on this quilt, she definitely would have burned it because she's a demon. Her cloven hooves would have gotten sulfur all over them.
Just incinerated it.
Yeah, and so it just would have burst into flames. Much like that ugly, tacky model sailboat that they gifted to Ethan, and they expected them to reserve a room for, I guess, because that thing was fucking huge. It was on their mantle for a little while in that house, that first house in Cairo that they moved into.
It was gigantic. I felt like she gave that to them just because she knew it was going to be inconvenient for them to put it somewhere.
Yeah. And so eventually they did burn it. So I think that was a subtle jab.
Wasn't that Ethan's idea, though?
Well, he's going to say that it was Olivia's idea, though.
Well, he never gave a shit about this quilt. He knew it existed. He didn't take it with him when he moved. He didn't ask for it back any of the times that he came back to Cairo and went back to his empty apartment alone in Minnesota. But today, he is so happy to have this quilt that he is going to treasure for the rest of his life. And Teegan stands there and says nothing.
Kim's seeing that, yeah, Teegan, she's one of the good ones. She's not like Olivia. She's not out to control Ethan and manipulate him and turn him against his family. So it's one thumb up from Kim right now for Teegan, and it will be 2 thumbs up once she finally gets some supply from her, eventually, hopefully.
From the disfigured mouth of the woman who planned Olivia's entire wedding for her. I'm done with these people.
The disfigured mouth, that's the descriptor that got me. Yeah, I wasn't ready for it. Okay. Why is Teegan in every scene this episode?
She got to get a paycheck too, babe.
Oh, except for the one scene with Micah and Veronica. She didn't show up in Boca.
If she could have pasted herself into the background, she would have.
Hey guys, I'm just rolling through here because I gotta stop and use the restroom real quick. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Did you see the thing where her aunt posted that her television debut was happening when they dropped the trailer?
Kind of a weird way of saying that. Does she want to be an actress? Is that the goal here? Is that the plan? Getting some screen time? She doesn't really have a personality for reality television, though, based on what we've seen so far.
No, she's got some real competition with Veronica. I think she's going to steal a lot of her screen time.
Unless she's trying to get a show specifically from Chip and Joanna Gaines on Magnolia.
The only thing that she has to share about this entire interaction after having been in Kim's house and seen how the family interacts with one another is that she understands what it's like to be a mother and how much a mother loves their child. So that's the thing that she thinks is going to bond her and Kim.
Teegan, I don't think that you know what you're getting yourself into here. And I don't think that you are fully prepared for what you're about to face, because, yeah, a mother's love is not really something that Kim has burning in her bosom.
Do you think that Ethan is the kind of guy who would love her daughter as though she was his own child? Because I don't.
He's trying to say that it will be nice, like when they do eventually get married and become a family, But then right after that, he was saying,
well, when he can have his own biological children.
To like have more kids with her in addition to. So then that's where it's like, I don't know, man.
Well, we're moving to another scene with Teegan because they're heading over to the farm.
Teegan's booked. She is like the Pedro Pascal of this season, of this episode in particular.
Lydia's back to the old days. She's just wandering barefoot around the farm looking at things.
Oh, I thought she was here to clean up.
Because, probably. There was an Airbnb turnover that she had to do.
I had to change the linens.
She has to work everywhere Kim does.
But she's already planning her wedding that she hasn't been proposed to. She's not engaged, but she has to plan the wedding because they already set a date, even though they're not engaged either.
Isn't this wedding just Ethan's wedding, though? Because they also got married on the farm.
Yeah, a lot of things happened on the farm because that was pretty much the only place they were allowed to go.
That's true.
that was all they had.
The only place they've ever been and the only place they're allowed to go.
That was the maxed out level of inclusion that they were able to take part in here. So, yeah, it's probably just busting out a lot of these string lights out of storage, getting them dusted off. She already had them set up. They were already here, ready to go. So what do you mean this is where it's gonna be set up? You're already set up.
Bride.
I mean, that's very eager.
Do they have weddings?
Do they have weddings?
Do they offer weddings at the farm?
Oh, like is it a wedding venue?
I mean, Kim will do anything that'll get her a couple bucks at this point.
Yo, if she can put a site fee on top of that for the Airbnb and just add that as a line item, then she will.
Maybe that's why Lydia's here. She's dropping her deposit off.
She was setting it up. Yeah. Was this, I don't know if this was the introduction of Teegan and Lydia, like the first time they were meeting, but they really didn't get wrapped up in conversation or anything. It was just immediately Teegan removing herself from the situation. She must have had an IBS flare up or something.
I got to drop a deuce. I'll see you guys in a little bit. See, this is what Olivia didn't do, because Olivia would have hung out and listened to the whole conversation.
Chimed in a little bit too, yeah. Throw in your 2 cents here and there.
Maybe she needed to take a bathroom break every once in a while.
Maybe why not? But no, she's going to leave Ethan and Lydia to chat.
Once again, this made me sad because Lydia immediately starts telling Ethan how excited she is to begin her life with Zach, how much she loves him, why she's chosen him. And we know that Ethan is here to kind of shatter her entire world and perception about what everybody thinks about Zach.
Okay, well, I don't really like him. I can't say why because the cameras are here, but he's trying to be the opposite perspective. So he's trying to be, oh, I'm looking out for your best interest. I'm not just going to yes you down the aisle like everybody else in the family. I'm doing this to protect you.
Look, I don't think the intention is necessarily wrong because he's speaking from the standpoint of an older sibling who has had a marriage go disastrously wrong and is worried about whether she's taken the time to seriously consider what her future with this person is going to be like.
And to get to know the person. Yeah, because again, it's the quickness of the speed at which you are jumping to the next stage of life with this person.
Well, I also don't want to hear that from him because, again, he's been with his girlfriend for 5 months and he's calling her the one.
Well, yeah.
And he's actively trying to get his divorce papers processed as quickly as possible so that he can propose to her.
So that's where
it's a little hypocritical.
It's hard to take it seriously. Yeah, because there is so much perspective that is there from Ethan's first marriage, but then he's in the process of jumping into his second marriage. So also shut the fuck up, maybe?
I think he just completely lacks the emotional depth and intelligence to be able to have this conversation. So while the intentions may be good, he's not going to be able to execute it well.
Well, also there's some scary stuff that Lydia is saying because there is a lot of word salad answers that we get from this part. But the sadder things that she was calling out was that she was talking about how she was able to finally find someone who will choose her because she's the unseen middle child of this huge family who just falls by the wayside on everyone's radar. Because even that's how they introduced Lydia at the beginning of this season. Nothing ever happens with Olivia.
Lydia.
Nothing ever happens.
Aren't you happy we don't have the two of them anymore? Because that was so hard.
Wait, hold on. Nothing ever happens with Lydia.
He just couldn't wait to talk about Olivia again.
He was just trying to shit on Olivia. But no, so like the way that she was talking about it though is like finally being seen, finally being respected as a human being for the first time in my life.
Having someone take an interest in her own interests, her emotions, her well-being.
She didn't know. She didn't know the answer to a lot of those questions. She had to do some soul searching and find out for herself, too. There were some scary parts, though, when she was talking about, well, basically the youth pastor suggested, I think it'd be great since you're going to do this mission in Germany. I think you guys should be married when you go over there and do it together. Talking about...
Do we think the youth pastor exists?
Being poured into and receiving.
She's there to receive. She's there to receive all the D.
She's going to be receiving.
The divine intervention that's awaiting her.
I think there's going to be plenty of stuff that's getting poured in, but I think there are concerns when it comes to that. Are we doing this for the right reason? Are we jumping in?
But like you said, this is exactly how they've been taught this is supposed to work. You're not supposed to court for an extended period of time. There's supposed to be very strict rules in terms of how you get to know one another.
Date to marry. Don't date to get to know. Date to marry.
She's doing exactly what you've taught her to do.
Because that's where I feel like Kim kind of looks at Lydia every once in a while and is like, you still believe all that? Is that still, you haven't deviated from that at all? You haven't tried anything else?
The thing he said that really disturbed me was she's a blank slate and I'm worried about who's going to do the writing.
Oh, because that's all Lydia is. She's not her own autonomous person.
No. And
she's going to be a reflection of the man that she marries.
Right. Only a man can define who she is and who she becomes.
Correct. So that's pretty fucked up.
Also,
don't like that.
I'm a little worried about the blank slate that is Teegan and the writing that you're about to do, sir.
Very blank, and I don't like your handwriting from what I've seen.
I'm not sure how I felt about the next part of this because he does eventually tell Lydia that he doesn't like Zach. He can't explain why.
Can't tell you why. Maybe it's because I don't know him, but I don't like him, and that's all I can say at this point. When Lydia starts crying and breaking down, I thought it was because he's telling her.
Same, that's hurtful.
He doesn't like Zach, and that's...
To hear your sibling when they have told us that their sibling relationships were the only relationships that they had growing up, that having your brother tell you he doesn't like your soon-to-be fiance and really can't explain why, that would be upsetting. But that's not why Miss Lydia is crying.
No.
Or why she says she's crying.
Yeah, maybe this could be a lie that's on camera. She has to give a good reason instead of what she's actually feeling. So
I don't think that she can actually handle those emotions.
No, probably not.
Nor does she want to create conflict.
That's it. And then I think she's cherishing right now because basically what she's saying is, oh, we don't even talk that much. So it feels like in a lot of ways,
her and Ethan don't talk that much.
Yeah. And that was Ethan was saying that too. It feels like in a lot of ways you've already kind of left the family and moved on because we don't really connect either. Like we don't have a relationship, a regular communication basis or anything. But then this is Lydia saying, oh, this is the first time I felt like you've cared.
My opinion is that she was trying to find the silver lining in that interaction because, again, she's a person who literally can't handle a negative emotion. So where she went with that was, oh, he really cares about me, and that's why he's bringing this to me.
It's coming from a place of concern, which shows that he cares about me and my well-being, even though he has nothing to worry about. The other part that I liked, because then this is getting closer to the real thing here, is when Lydia realizes, oh, he doesn't know Zach, but also Ethan doesn't really know me very well. Because if he knew me, he would know that Zach is perfect for me.
Yeah, I loved that until somehow at the end it all got misconstrued to be Olivia's fault because she tore him away from the family.
Man, I just wish Olivia hadn't deleted your number out of my phone, Lydia, because I would have called you more.
Yeah, I want to point out that Lydia and Zach have been together for debatable 4 months at this point. The last time they saw each other, Ethan and Lydia, was at the family band show, and that was 6 months ago. And they apparently have not had any contact until he showed up in Cairo to meet Zach.
And Ethan's already been well into his divorce time at that point. So I'm kind of seeing a gap here. And Olivia's not really involved in that as a reason.
I'm kind of wondering how half a year just flew by and you never bothered to check in with Lydia.
Well, I guess we better go check and see if Teegan fell into the outhouse because she hasn't wandered back.
She's been gone for a while.
Gotta go check on her. But that's not the only outhouse you gotta check.
Oh, this cabin. Everybody agrees that Kim's cabin is terrifying.
It's horrifying. It is scary. And there probably are several types of contraptions and...
Like a bear claw, like an iron claw out in the front yard.
There's just all the different compartments of horror monsters and the different things that live under the house that could come up as part of this process here.
There's not too many floorboards to live under because it's very, very small, according to Veronica. When her friend called it a gingerbread house, cackled a little bit. She's got Micah crawling on the floor of this place, trying to look for her eyelashes.
I get the feeling Veronica knew exactly where her lashes were, and she sent Micah on a wild goose chase just to see if he would indulge, one, and then also to just kind of drag
see him
out,
sweat a little bit. He was getting nervous when he couldn't find them.
Well, yeah, and keep him busy, too, because otherwise he's just going to get into trouble. He's going to start looking through his phone. He's going to
You think he's going to get on Tinder and change his location
Yes,
again?
of course. So you have that concern. These are very real concerns, right? He's going to get into trouble either with whatever he's doing, or he's going to come bother me and disrupt me while I'm trying to get something done. So it's better to just keep him occupied with something else. Here's a task. Go focus on that.
She's a little preoccupied because she's thinking about how this is going to be the first time that she sees the Plaths since the family band show.
It seems to be the only reason they get together is to film.
Yeah. Well, remember that's how we even got Veronica on camera, because Micah told her she wasn't going to be able to get to know his family unless she agreed to film.
That seems like a catch-22. A little,
Well, it's the only time that they see each other.
Yeah, there's no getting around that, I guess. But it seems to be, this is like their anchor point in this universe, this shared parallel experience that everyone is having. You cannot alter the Plath family band reunion because that is the origin point for everything moving forward now. But if it's been that long, Veronica still hasn't had a decent apology from Mariah, and she hasn't had any apology from Barry.
See, this is what's going to piss me off, because later they have that group conversation, and one of the things that gets brought up is this is not the time or place to be confronting anybody about your problems with them. But at the same time, Micah has known that she's been very upset about this since the family band thing, which was 6 months ago. You never picked up the phone and said to Barry, "Hey, Dad, heard that you said this thing about Veronica and it hurt her feelings. You think you could apologize?"
I just can't believe Olivia would go through Barry's phone and delete Veronica's number and prevent them from communicating for the past 6 months.
Did you also catch that Mariah blocked Barry as well as Veronica?
Well, I think that was at that time, right, when she went back with the guy and nobody was in support.
Wasn't she living with Barry?
Yes, it's hard to block.
Did she move out immediately?
She might have moved in with the guy as soon as she got back together with him at the show. But then Barry came around to that real quick, too. He was all on board with this dude again. And that's why Veronica is so upset, is because none of that information changed. That guy tricked all of you into liking him as well. And then Mariah broke up with him again a couple weeks after that. So Veronica was right in the long run.
Also, I think what would be really hurtful is you have been part of this family for, I don't know, how many months at that point. Micah lives with you. You think that you have established relationships with them. And then someone that they don't even know sits down and has a conversation with Barry for a couple of hours and everyone decides you're the problem.
It's messed up. That's not the way you want that to go. That's not how the interaction should be taking place. I hope you brought some Imodium AD because Ethan and Teegan are rolling up.
She's here to blow up the bathroom.
Yeah, get out of there. I hope you found your lashes because I'm going to be a minute.
She also said something about the cabin. So is it maybe she's being a little more guarded when she realizes she's on camera? Because she had a mic pack on in the car.
She didn't realize. Yeah, you always forget about the mic pack. But as they're rolling up, she was getting the vibe. I think it's just the vibe. It's the energy that's here.
She rents this place out. Kim does. You can vacation here.
I don't want to, though. I don't think you could pay me to vacation here.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be relaxing or enjoyable.
Here comes the other theory, is that the reason why Teegan was getting weirded out is because Veronica's in the cabin. That's the bad energy that you're picking up on. I'm sure that's the Plath mentality for this.
Mm.
So that's the negativity that is now polluting and contaminating this beautiful rundown gingerbread house cabin.
That's why Zach ends up proposing by the lake. It's like, I'm not proposing in the house,
I would
by the house. I'd like the house to not be in the photos.
Yeah, like at the cabin, but like as far away from the cabin as we can get. Is this the pond that they all got baptized in?
Oh, good question.
We're going to have to double check on that next week.
I think it is, because I remember when her engagement photos dropped, and people said, oh, this is the same place that Mariah got baptized.
It has to be. So this is a very spiritual thing for them, too. Okay. I like the amount of research that Veronica did on Teegan. She came, she knew her stuff.
You know, I'm not a lawyer, but if I had to be a character witness for Teegan, not even having met her yet, I could be one, because she looked up everything she could find about her.
That was good. And hey, there's plenty of stuff that's available publicly online. So if you're going to put it out there, I'll check it out. I'm going to take a look. So she did. Use it to your benefit.
So what do they have in common? They're both tall. They both played volleyball.
They both went to school both went to college in Florida. There was a couple other things I think that she rattled off there.
A couple of odd coincidences.
Quick succession. And so, yeah, they do have a lot in common. Doesn't mean that they'll get along necessarily. So we'll just have to see how that plays out.
A wormhole could open up and envelop them.
We could collapse in.
See, that's
like
the commentary I'm here for.
Yeah. So there's some of that. Because in the trailer, they kept that in the trailer. We thought Veronica was talking about her and Micah. But no, it's her and Teegan instead. Okay. Now that we've cleared that up, what's going on with Ethan's beard? That's what Veronica wants to know.
I don't know, but she had to knock him down a few pegs before they even had a conversation about anything else.
Well, that's just how Veronica's warming up. She's going to start roasting Ethan so that she can kind of get out of first gear and go right to the good stuff when she's explaining the rest of the family to Teegan.
Oh my gosh. So were they looking at the car? Is that where Ethan and Micah went? They're a few yards away. And Veronica decides she's going to take advantage of this one-on-one time that she has with Teegan.
She starts dishing immediately with Teegan. And what got me is Teegan is definitely from Wisconsin because she was getting hit with a couple of oops. Oh, like, I don't think you're supposed to be saying that to me. Oh,
well, let's reenact it.
Yeah.
So Veronica says that she's avoiding the family because they were really nice at first and then they all turned on her.
Oh.
And she had a really close relationship with Mariah, but she also turned on her. And she's not really sure what happened there.
So it's just a lot of information at once. It's rapid fire.
I love the word vomit.
It was great. It was good. I'm not against it, but Teegan was not ready for it. And then Teegan goes on her high horse and starts poo-pooing the dish that she is receiving now. She's no fun. That's my note.
That's what I took away from it as well.
She's no fun.
Well, we know she's boring. We've already watched her for 20-something minutes. Teegan's like watching paint dry. That's her personality.
Yeah.
She can't keep up with Veronica.
I keep trying to equate her to a sponge, but like a dry
She's not
sponge.
taking anything in.
No. Yeah, it's a dry sponge. So now we move the conversation indoors, so that Kim's recording devices can pick up on it. So we can get a
She
good
got a
read.
baby monitor somewhere behind the couch.
Stashed somewhere in there. A camera and a painting or something.
Why was the focus of the conversation about Veronica's problems with everybody?
I think because Veronica wanted to talk about that.
Okay.
Because I think Veronica was the one who's like, everybody has a problem with me and it needs to be addressed. I think that was her main point.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's running down the list of all the problems. And then Ethan and Micah are like, our dad's not like that. Do you not know your dad? Because he's definitely like that, to just call people liars. And
we saw him call Olivia a narcissist on TV last season. So to act like he's not a name caller
to Veronica
is not true.
So Veronica knows, yes, Barry is like this.
He is capable of talking shit because he's talked shit with Veronica before.
He is a catty bitch. He has dished back with her. And
he did more than Teegan did.
That was why she made a connection with Barry. That was why she was in with Barry at first.
He was a little sassy.
There's a falling out. It's noticeable difference in the treatment that's happening here. So now Ethan's getting flashbacks because it's just Family Feud all over again. This is Olivia version 2.0. Olivia had the same paranoia that Veronica does, where she thinks everyone in the family's out to get her. Yes, because they are.
What's the constant in both of those relationships?
Correct. Because then to point to Teegan and say, look, Teegan's an outsider too, and everybody loves her. Yes, because you're in the honeymoon phase still.
Well, Teegan has been to visit them 2 times.
She didn't.
So let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
And she didn't do anything yet to upset anyone. As soon as she upsets someone, it's all hell is going to break loose. That's all it's going to take. It's a matter of time. So to point to her as, well, you are just out of your gourd if you think.
I really, really, really want to know what they think of Hosanna's husband.
Because, well, that's the secret here, is because then Hosanna moved away. She lives in Ohio. Lydia and Zach are moving to Colorado. So they're going to move away. I think that's the secret. That's the secret sauce to a successful marriage. So that's what they did
wrong then. Ethan and Olivia was they moved to Cairo.
You tried to keep this close. You want to keep your relationship here and your family relationships intact too. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Barry's just one part of it. She's really, really, really upset about everything with Mariah and feels like Mariah hasn't had to deal with any consequences, which is the thing that's really, really irking her.
Oh, believe me, Veronica, Mariah's feeling something terrible about this.
She don't even look like the same person anymore.
That's true.
Okay, true, but also she has alopecia and you're her brother and you know that. So you're the one who doesn't get to say things about it.
And also, she's still the same horrible person inside. Even though she looks different on the outside, I don't care. There's been no transformation, no growth.
So does he believe that it's like karmic consequences then? That this is where her life has led her? Because you're taking it away from Veronica of being able to have a conversation about what took place and hold her accountable for her behavior.
Well, and I like how Veronica pointed out, those are all Mariah's decisions too. So like, that's not my fault. I didn't put a hex on Mariah and say, oh, because you disagreed with me, you are now cursed to wander the earth alone and confused for the rest of your days.
They might think that she did.
I'm not saying that they don't think that. I'm saying that Veronica needs to clarify that verbally with these people in this room and loud and clear into Kim's secret recording devices in this cabin so that everybody knows what's going on.
Ethan's got to make it clear, though, if you want to be part of this family, this is the price you pay, which is what? That you have to just completely bulldoze your own feelings and emotions to make everybody else more comfortable?
Because the part that I didn't like was the other words of wisdom that Ethan throws out here. If you want to have friends, you have to be friendly. Okay, well, what if the people you're trying to be friends with are fucking monsters and they're going to eat you alive? You don't just get to bend the knee to every single complaint that they have when they can't handle anything. And then they're saying, oh, it's you. You're too overbearing. You're too strong.
Well, you know what else pisses me off? The fact that they did not waste a second trying to hold Veronica accountable for what they thought she did wrong.
Yep.
But now she's trying to come back and say, hey, I would like my justice for the fact that I've been proven to be the one who did nothing wrong.
Yep.
And now she cannot hold them accountable.
Big problems. Yeah. So I think the point is that Veronica's basically saying, yes, I agree. If you want to have friends, you have to be friendly. But you guys need to be friendly too, because you're not being friendly.
And also, I don't really know if I want to be part of this family. So let's not skip all the way to the end.
Don't put any words in my mouth, Ethan, because no guarantees. Yeah, I'm not really interested yet.
I feel like this was probably the end of this relationship because there's no way that Ethan heard her say that and didn't give Micah shit for it afterwards.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that was like a burned bridge moment for them. But then Veronica still has a dilemma that she's facing. There's a demon on her shoulder.
It's saying, eat that pasta.
It's telling her to eat that pasta. No, it's telling her to confront everyone. Confront Mariah. Confront Barry. Do it in front of everyone. Do it on camera. Do it today. But then there's an angel on her other side that's convincing her, whispering, but you like damn it. But you like Lydia, not Olivia.
There's no way Lydia will survive this.
She does like Becky too. But yeah, Lydia wouldn't be able to handle this. If you ruin this day, she's never going to be able to get on track. She's going to end up derailed just like Mariah.
I don't know that I think that they're wrong for saying it's maybe not the time to be having this conversation, but also you all put it off so that she has no other opportunity to confront them other than today.
That's what I don't like. If these are the only times that you get to see people and then you're saying, well, this is a big important thing, don't ruin this day. Okay, well then, if you're telling me to then sweep it under the rug, pretend like everything's fine today. I'm not going to see them again until another major life event. And you're going to do the same thing and say, hey, you swept it under the rug last time. Let's keep that streak going.
Oh, and then they're going to say, aren't you over it yet?
I thought you were over it.
We all moved on.
It's all good. We're fine now. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you just get gaslit into that. And then that's where you're left. So cut to the chase, man. Yeah. Get it over with. I would say address it. Yes. After the proposal. So let Zach and Lydia have their moment.
Oh, I think there's no way in hell that Mariah is going to roll up here more than 5 minutes before Zach proposes.
She's going to come wandering out of the car. She's going to be like James Brown, like when they're like trying to gingerly coax him backstage and then he keeps running back to the mic, even though Mariah doesn't run to the mic. She doesn't sing anything anymore. Can't get an album out of that one.
Thank God there's no storyline yet about her dropping another single. Well, next episode, we see a preview of Ethan attempting to light the spot that Zach has chosen to I can't speak.
Okay. To propane and propane accessories.
The spot that Zach would like to propose, and Ethan attempts to light on fire. So maybe let's not get on Veronica for trying to ruin this engagement.
You're going to ruin It's Lydia's day, Veronica. Give me my lighter.
And that's the episode until next week. You think Lydia's going to say yes?
I don't think she has any other option at this point.
A few announcements before we go. Over on our other podcast, Surviving Sister Wives, we've been recapping the Brown family's first book, Sister Wives.
No.
Becoming Sister Wives.
Becoming Sister Wives.
In preparation for Christine Brown's new book, Sister Wife, a memoir.
Christine Brown Woolley. Because I kept saying Woolley Brown. I don't know why that felt better. I know you're supposed to go in order of the
order that the marriages took place in?
The order of the names being added, but I don't know. I like Woolley Brown better. It prioritizes it appropriately.
And stay tuned because in a few weeks, we're going to be dropping a bonus episode where we will be recapping the new Biggest Loser doc on Netflix. I'm very, very, very excited about that one. I know
you are. Yeah, you've been waiting a lifetime for that.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.